All right, you bunch of yahoos, strap yourselves in for another episode of Dan and Don's Toxic Masculinity.
In other words, shut up, sit up, and pay attention.
Hello, and welcome back to yet another episode of Toxic Masculinity. I am here with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Don the Predator Frye, and yours truly, Dan to be Severn. We're here to entertain, enlighten, offend, defend anybody and everybody. But if we do defend you just a little bit too much, put your little man pants back on, grab a cup of coffee or a beverage of your liking, and be ready to be infused with some manly hormones. Ta-da! And Don, please introduce our guest here today.
A good friend of mine, Stuart Wilson. Stuart and I have known each other for, 7, 8, 10 years.
Something like that, yeah.
Something
2012, 11, something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Shit, 12, 13 years in. Yeah. And he was the producer of that show I used to do, Predators Predictions.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I love that. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, we're going to try to come back. Yeah.
Well, good.
We're some organization that you guys may know tried to rip us off, but I think we'll talk to them again and see if we can get it going.
Well, Stuart, I mean, it was. I was going to simply ask you right offhand, what was your line of occupation? But as I pulled in here, I see your vehicle sitting right there, right on the license plate. That simply says Stuntman.
Stuntman, yeah. That's my family, all actors and actresses, and I didn't think I had it in me to 3 pages of dialogue professing my love to some woman I've never seen before, so I opted to land on my head. So that's the
I profess my love to a woman I never seen before all the time.
Yeah.
I'll taste the drink,
Yeah. On rare occasions it works, yes.
Yeah, Don usually lands on his head afterwards. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
Oops.
Exactly.
No, but I mean, just before we actually came on the air, you actually started to tell me a little bit about your family lineage. I'm thinking, no, this is great. Let's talk about this on the air, because just learning about who your father was alone, please.
Yeah, my dad was, for the people in our generation, they would know him. He was known for a character, Mr. Whipple, Please Don't Squeeze the Charmin commercials. His name was Dick Wilson. My mom was a professional dancer and an actress. Your
dad was in the RAF also.
My dad was in the Royal Air Force. He was a wing commander with the Royal Air Force.
In WW2.
Yeah, WW2, yes, definitely. And my godmother, Shirley MacLaine. So we grew up in the business. We don't know anything else. So, we're too dumb to know anything real. So
At that time, where were you living at that time?
We were living in Southern California.
Okay, Southern California.
Yeah, Southern California, yeah.
But today you live...
I live still in Southern
California.
California.
Oh, Southern California. Oh, okay. Wow.
He moved 3 miles.
Yeah, I moved next door. No. But, we lived in first of all, when my dad's career was just starting to take off, we lived in downtown L.A., not a very nice neighborhood even back then. And then when his commercials started kicking into gear, then we moved to North Hollywood. So I grew up in North Hollywood. And
but your dad was in vaudeville too, right?
Yeah, my dad was in vaudeville. He was on the road, traveling with a vaudeville troupe when he was 16. So he spent his life, aspiring to be an actor and make a living as an actor. And that was his goal, just to make a living as an actor, not to be this, huge popular guy or make tens of millions of dollars. He just wanted to make his living as an actor.
Wow.
And he ended up doing it.
Is that where your mom and dad met?
My mom and dad met in Korea on a USO tour. She was one of the dancers, and he was the MC, and sometimes he flew the plane. So, yes.
Very versatile family here.
Interesting. So he...
Don't piss the Charmin guy off. Don't squeeze that Charmin.
Well, and he was an amateur boxer. Him and his brother boxed in Canada. And he was the amateur light heavyweight champion. His brother was the amateur heavyweight champion. And they went under different names because he said if our mom found out, she'd have both titles in one night. So
that's what my dad and uncle did.
Yeah,
they fought under different names so that their dad wouldn't find out.
Yeah,
obviously the dad still heard on the radio one night when my uncle, he fought under his name. He was Raymond Jr. Raymond Frye Jr.
Right.
And he fought under Ed. and it's Frye's down, Frye's up, Frye's down, Frye's up, Frye's up.
I don't know what my dad's record was, but his last fight he told me about, he says he's looking across the ring, he sees the other guy, the guy looks punchy, and he tells his cornerman, that's be an easy one, we'll go out and grab a steak. He says the bell rang, I don't remember anything. He says he woke up walking down the street in New York just like staring in windows. He goes, that's it, I guess I'm not that good.
Wow.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's like when I fought Le Banner.
Yeah.
You know, all I remember is going out through the curtain, and you know, you walk out to the ramp, and then it lowers, you know, and then you walk to the cage. I don't remember anything until half hour in the locker room half hour after I'd showered. Yeah. You know, I woke up. What are you guys doing here?
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to. We all seen you naked.
It's not a good thing, I can imagine. So.
Yeah, I didn't get any award that night.
No, not from anybody.
No.
But yeah, that was so. He had a pretty interesting life. So it was kind of cool growing up around him because he was a very normal human being. He didn't. You know, when people would recognize him, he'd stop and sign autographs wherever, whenever. He didn't.
I mean, just the character. Just again, I know that being involved in military things of the nature, but that the character was just it was just a lovable character, just always getting caught squeezing the sharp.
Well, you know how that happened. His agent called him up and said, I want to send you on an audition for toilet paper. My dad says, how do you audition toilet paper? And his agent goes, shut up, just go on the audition. And he went on, because he was kind of a smart ass, and he went on the audition, and those half glasses he wore, those were his reading glasses because he couldn't see the copy. So he puts those on, and he's reading the script, and they went, love that. And he went, what? And they go, the glasses. He goes, oh, I can't see without these on. And they're like, yeah, we love it. And that's how he wore those half glasses, because he couldn't see.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was how that character developed. But,
Well, I mean, was it him that came up with the squeeze, the don't squeeze the sharp, or was
no, that was the ad campaign. It was so soft that you
caught this guy squeezing,
squeezably
a booby.
Soft. Yeah. So that was squeezably soft is what the deal was, which was hilarious. But like my dad said, toilet paper to you, bread and butter to me. So paid the bills.
Everything gets sold some way or other.
Yeah. So
I was on a phone call earlier before we ever got on the air right now, and they were talking about a delivery system as a suppository. I'm thinking, okay. That's, well, again, when you think about what's the best way of getting medication into a human being's body, a lot of people think it's orally. No, it's not.
No, yeah.
So it's kind of going, but it's kind of like, who wants to have that job? It's kind of like going, well, yeah.
That's that whole thing, and sorry, because your kids are in college, but that's that whole thing with kids getting high now, like drinking. They do it that way. It's instant.
Pour it up their ass.
Yeah.
God almighty.
Yeah.
So is that the beer bong? What do you call that? The butt bong? Or
I don't. There's a term colleges have, and I'm like, I don't really care.
Wow. I don't know, Don, have you heard that one? I mean, that would kind of escape me.
I like it.
They're keeping that secret on me.
On the drive-in, I was listening to that, and I'm going, you got to be kidding me. And it's a whole thing, apparently, in colleges.
Well, I would think of it would it would take even a lot less alcohol to get the same job done because again,
talking about spitting something back up.
She's gonna blow! Watch out!
And apparently they don't have alcohol obviously on their breath, so they can go to class and whatever and still be high, but you can't detect it.
Oh wow!
It's the weird. The kids are just out of their minds right now.
So. Okay, I think there's no kind of sobriety test for that one now, is there?
I don't. I didn't even want to know.
Inquiring minds just want to know over here. There's just so much that we can talk about here right now.
Yeah, I don't. It's
bend over. I gotta check you to see if you've been drinking.
Yeah, I can't. I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. I'm content with the
old-fashioned way. Yeah. I was not real happy the first time I had to go and have my prostate checked there. He's like, assume the position. I go, what do you mean assume the position?
Yeah, start barking like a dog.
I mean, literally, the guy just. Because he just we're both standing there in his room. And he just says all you gotta do is go lean over on the table right here, and he goes kind of like a linebacker position. I go, oh, so we're gonna do the linebacker's position, and you're gonna hit me with the old quarterback sneak here right now.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah. It was again a very indignant time, but it's kind of like
snap back, crack back, something.
Yeah,
they come in.
Not good.
I think I made him rather uncomfortable. I said, Doc, usually someone's got to, offer me a few drinks or
buy me dinner.
Yeah,
Anything.
exactly. Afterwards,
Yeah, something. Something. Yeah, that's not good. Getting older is not good.
No, it's all these indiscretions or things that you have to be subjected to.
I'm avoiding that one so far.
Yeah, I've avoided that
Have you
one
really?
too.
I think I'll just go gracefully to the grave, even if it's early.
Yeah, I'm avoiding that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If it's early, hey, that's worth 10 years of off my life.
Yeah, I was
Avoid
gonna
that
say
one.
I did but I was actually I think of 12 years after the fact. I mean, you're supposed to do it at age 50. I think. Yeah.
No, that didn't happen.
Yeah. No, again, same way for myself. It's like going. It wasn't until just a couple years old back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I'm good now. I think I'm. It's like going if I made it. Basically 60 years. 61 years old now, and I'm good to go. I should be good for the other half now, right?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
What
to say
was that? Fletch or something like that? It's just you lose your watch or something.
Hey, take off that glass ring. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not good.
All kinds of jokes there with that kind of stuff.
We went right in the toilet instantly.
All right.
Yes, we did. Yes, we
count
did.
on you for that.
Yeah.
Always. Ever since I met you, it's been just shitter.
You're welcome. You're welcome. For
Well,
that
I mean,
one, brother.
what set did you guys actually meet on originally?
We met in New York. We were both. I don't know what film you were doing in New York. I was doing a separate film.
Right.
Both stunt departments ended up meeting up at I think it was a pizza place.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we were just talking about before the show started. I watched an interview with Don where this before women fought in the UFC.
Yeah.
And one of Don's interviews, he said, if the UFC gets one more rule, the fighters are going to have to wear skirts. And I brought that up to him, and then he says, "Oh, I remember saying that." And we just kind of BS'd, and we kind of hit it off, and we exchanged numbers. And I think a couple years after that, I think you were out in L.A. and we got together and grabbed lunch.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Then we came up with Predator's Predictions.
Yeah.
I did, and he stole it.
Yeah, I stole it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've made millions off it. yeah, made millions off it. I don't know where the money is, but it's probably right there
out there somewhere.
Yeah. Somebody
Just
owes
waiting.
me money. Yeah.
Flying in the iCloud,
Yeah. Oh, that's where it's probably at in the iCloud. Yeah, with all my pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't know how to get those either, but that's fine. Yeah, so that's how Don and I met in New York, and then like I said, we went out to lunch in L.A. and then came up with the Predators predictions and did that.
Wait. We met in New York, and then we had a heterosexual meeting, and then we had a heterosexual lunch.
Yeah. They were both heterosexual
yes.
as far as I was concerned.
Heterosexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to say anything about the skirt you were wearing.
Yeah.
I'm
Or
just
the
saying.
lipstick you had. Yeah.
Well, it's my favorite shade. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
you're kind of confusing me over here. I mean, but it's kind of going okay. But
Well,
as long as everyone woke up this morning,
It sounds like we met in New York, and then we had lunch in L.A.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then-
you know what? That did sound kind of bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. That did sound bad. So we were doing 2 different films in New York and cross paths. Cross paths.
Yeah,
That's better.
There you go.
And then because I live in L.A. and Don was out there,
I don't know what happened.
we can't say we had lunch now because that just seems odd now.
Yes, it seemed, it's like we went out to dinner last night with Quinn.
Oh, God.
And some whole gal, she alluded to, that we were together. And I'm like, no, we're not together.
an older gal said this.
Yeah. And he says, perfect. He says, two fucking heterosexual guys can't go out, anymore without anybody first assuming that they're queer.
And like we talked about it later, I could do way better than him.
So look at him. You think I would settle for that? I would have to be drunk.
I could do way better than you.
Jeez, you
Well,
wish, buddy.
some of those expressions of I've never gone to bed with an ugly person, but you've woken up with a few. Huh? Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. Well, this has already kind of turned really kind of into an ugly interview right now.
Yeah,
But-
I think that's very strange. Yeah, it's all gone really off the rails.
Yeah, just like our show did. Our show, was going good for a while, and it just took a shit right, boom, exploded.
Yeah.
The girl was so intelligent. She was
Our first girl was great. Allie was great.
she was a divorcee, and then
What-
working part time as a bartender, and then decides she needs to start a family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she was.
that
Her
ruins-
timing was off.
Yeah, that
really
ruins-
off. Yeah, she and now that her husband passed away, so now she's
Really?
she wants to do the show again. We got a girl in that other girl we interviewed that was terrible.
Yeah, oh my God.
There weren't any, unusual circumstances the way that her husband passed away or anything like that, was there? I mean,
there always is with a woman.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
But
I just heard through Simon, our director, that the husband had passed. So
you didn't tell me she got married. I just thought. I just thought she got pregnant.
No, she did get pregnant. Yeah, get pregnant, then married the guy, and then the guy passed. So,
okay.
So hopefully we'll get her back and do the show again, but who knows?
But then we interviewed this one gal, and at that time Molly, my ex-wife, looked good, and he's like, why the fuck are we interviewing anybody? Why don't we just stick her in there? I'm like, oh.
Well, it was also like save money. Look, your
I get
wife
it.
at the time is a good-looking lady. Let's get her. She wanted to have nothing to do with it,
right? But she wanted to be there for the interview to see who we were interviewing and what we were interviewing. And one gal, I was talking about my horses, my pigs, and my cats and dogs. And she said, "Oh yeah, we had a pig when I was little. Really? What's his name? I don't remember."
Yeah.
Okay. How do you not remember your fucking pig's name?
Yeah.
Well, Dad, okay. How many pigs did you have, growing up? I'm just kind of curious right now, because I understand the horse.
No. You're gonna play that farmer card?
No.
You're pulling the farmer card.
Okay, because Don,
you ate yours.
No, okay. Yes, we raised pigs on our farm. We didn't name anything.
Right, they weren't pets.
Because sooner or later, they were on the table, including Peggy the milk cow that we named, who I milked for 7 years.
Oh.
And then
eventually Peggy, you get to a certain age, and then they dry up. Basically, it's kind of going, well, time to turn Peggy into hamburger. That's what it was.
Wow.
We had a bull.
We
had a steer out there.
I want you to understand that
Wait.
Dan Severn has a sensitive side to him, though. I mean, when finally we were having that meal that night, and all my other siblings and I were all kind of like, "Whoa, poor Peggy, poor Peggy," and my dad's like, "Well, Peggy never tastes so good."
There you go.
But again, that's just the farm life. You don't get too close. I mean,
my kids were little. We had a steer out here. We bought a steer and named him Hamburger. They're like, don't get too attached to Hamburger.
Well, did you actually eventually?
One day he ran away. Yes.
Okay, understood. No. Okay, that you did that quite nicely. Yes.
God dang, he opened up the gate and closed it too.
Can't believe it. Yeah.
He hated life here.
Wow, that's interesting.
He's nice enough to not to let the horses out.
Thank God he shut the gate behind him.
Yes.
Yeah, that's perfect. Makes sense.
Oh, cows are much smarter than what we give them credit for. Yes.
Oh, there you go. Apparently, not smart enough not to get caught and eaten, but other than that, yeah.
Smart enough knowing his name's Hamburger, he don't want to be there.
Exactly.
I almost feel compelled to tell a story about Peggy here.
Please do.
Okay.
Please
well, we only had at one point we only had one milk cow. It was just her, but we didn't have any other. Well, we had some steers. Well, obviously a steer can't do anything for reproduction purposes. So we were looking to see if we could have a couple more calves. So on a couple of different occasions, we actually would bring over like a local farmer that was good about doing the artificial insemination type of progress.
Put the old big long plastic glove.
Oh my gosh, I was out there like, how's this all going to work right now? Now I see him right there with the big old soaping things that up, and he's like, got this big long plastic glove, and it's like he's like, I mean, he's all the way up to his shoulder. I'm thinking, oh my God! I think
that's what the plastic gloves for.
Yeah, but again, the whole gist of the story was after the couple times I tried to artificially inseminate her, nothing ever really took. Then
so you had to do it yourself?
No. So she literally,
I'll volunteer.
She jumps. She actually jumps the electrical fence that we had, and actually bypasses half a dozen other farms that actually have bulls in that, goes to this prize Charolais bull, jumps a 6 foot tall fence.
So
she got pregnant by the Charolais bull.
So you and her had a long talk.
No. I mean,
if you're gonna pick one where you make some money.
Yeah. But see, the real comical part was we did not have like the trailer stuff like that to bring her back. So literally, I'm dressed up in a pair of coveralls. I've got myself a baseball cap on, sunglasses, while I'm walking the cow 5 miles back to our home. And now my mother, to add embarrassment, put a bonnet on
the
Peggy.
cow.
Yes.
Poor Peggy.
Yeah, I'd be seen with you, God, for 5 miles.
Yeah, so that was
That's
one of
why,
my
that's why she had
embarrassing
the
moments.
bonnet to cover her face.
Out of embarrassment, yeah. She was mortified.
Well, that was just my way that Peggy had somewhat of a reputation. She wasn't going to just sleep around with any other bull.
Right.
She bypasses all the lesser dance to this prize Charlet bull.
Uppity, she's an uppity bitch, huh?
Yeah, well, you know.
Good for her.
Sounds like a Severn. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
It was just after me talking about those cars and how I keep my Lamborghini. Yeah.
Keep your Lamborghini inside the garage.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Perfect spot.
Well, we've gone from Whipple to
Lamborghini to
Lamborghini,
cows.
yeah, cows and okie dokie here.
It's all over the place.
Hey,
It's
I didn't promise you, Hollywood glitz and glamour, buddy. That's
Really?
you grew up in that shit.
What kind of projects do you have coming up? I mean, I'm curious about that, Steve.
I've got something with Bruce at the end of this month. I don't know what. I haven't read the script. I choose not to lately because they're all the same. They're basically all these action things are just the same thing. He's an ex-cop. He's an ex-this. Someone's done him wrong. They kidnapped his wife, kidnapped his daughter, something like that. And then
You're ruining it for everybody. Come on.
Well, I'm
man.
saving everybody money. So and that's exactly what happens. So I don't read them anymore. The bigger ones I read. If we have
I told my daughter Katie, who goes to Johns Hopkins, and she's going to be an author. I says, "There's only 7 storylines in the whole world," and of course she doesn't believe me. Just Dad.
What does Dad know, right?
Yeah. Plus, you get punched in the head for a living. You're a moron.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're running
me
that.
the same way.
Yeah. So then I said, check it out, and that's what Shakespeare said. There's only 7 or 9 storylines.
It's pretty much the same. If you look at every action film,
Yeah.
there's a format. There's a patented format for them, and that's why they're the way they are.
Well, it's revenge, or it's hate, or it's love, or it's saving somebody, it's killing somebody. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's 7 or 9 storylines total.
Yeah, and a good director will make 7 or 8, maybe even 9 little films within one film. So each one has to sell itself,
Right.
to keep you involved as you keep going, you're progressing towards the end, and then you'll get to that turn.
I'm just wondering, is there ever a movie that actually incorporated all of those elements that you just talked about? I mean, just all that.
John Ford.
John, okay.
Okay.
Okay,
John Ford. He would run up, like Sir said, make it exciting, kill it with he build up all the thrill and the tension, and then he'd bust a joke and it'd come down. And then he'd build it, and come down. But you start here, build it, bring it down, build it, bring it down, bring it over, to where it ends up here, And it's like
somewhat like a professional wrestling match. Some of the
absolutely.
psychology right there, bringing the people on up, then bringing it right back down, bringing it a little bit further, bring it right down.
and build it for a big,
It's
big
just like the
finale.
music
The
with films.
cadenza, the hits.
Yeah.
The music with films is geared for that tension if it's supposed to be tense.
Right.
Right.
I was actually quite impressed there, Mr. Frye, that you came up with all these different angles for movies. I have to think
Scenarios. I can even pronounce Shakespeare.
He doesn't know why.
These are some words that I don't think I'd ever see come out of Don's mouth here right now.
That's why he's doing it, to throw everybody off.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Well,
he must have. Did you double down on your Geritol today or what?
I did.
He just has a list of words that he always wanted to use.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Today he's
I got
using-
on my own. It's Shakespeare.
Yeah. Shakespeare. He doesn't know why, but Shakespeare. Yeah.
Well, like, did Dan tell you his first stage appearance? He was we were 7 or 9 years old. And
Here we go. I'm hanging my head in shame right now.
well, I'm sorry. It's a good story. I want to tell it. I want to share it with Stuart. You were rather proud of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When he was 7 or 9 years old, he had a speech impediment. He had a real bad stutter.
Right.
And so he goes, Mom. He goes home. Says, Mom, I got a part in the school play. She says, that's great, Danny. What do? I opened and closed the curtains. She says, oh, that's horseshit. That's horseshit. I'm going to go down there tomorrow. You and I go down there tomorrow, and I'm going to talk to that, drama teacher, and I'm going to get you a speaking part. So, Mr. Severn hammers the shit out of this gal, and she says, okay, we've only got one thing left, and just one line. He'll come on stage, and the princess will be asleep, and he'll say, alas, she sleeps. I'll snatch a kiss and be off. Shakespeare. And so Mrs. Severn says, okay, you can do it. And so, little Danny studies for a month. Mom, I got it. All right, let's hear it, Dan. Alas, she sleeps. I'll snatch a kiss and be off. Shakespeare.
Go ahead.
You know the ending of the story. No. I know the ending of the story.
No,
it's rather rude of you to do this. I'm trying to tell it, Sherry, part of you growing up.
No,
and you're being rude.
I'm sorry.
A big part of your life.
Okay, all right.
A big part of your life.
Okay.
So
here we go.
Here comes that night. Boom, and he's waiting in the wings, and he's a little nervous. He's a little nervous, a little twitch in the lip, a little sweat on the brow, and all right, says, "Go, Dandy, go." Her ass, it stinks. I'll kiss her snatch and beat off. Snake shit, spear shit. Oh, fuck it. I didn't want to be in this play anyways. He got in trouble for that one. He got in trouble. That's why he had to walk.
Oh, my God.
That's why he had to walk Peggy down.
Walk Peggy back down the road.
Yeah. Nothing to be saying. You got rid of the stutter. You're doing great now, Dan. Yeah. You should be proud.
Don, I should thank you for the gift of laughter here right now. Oh,
that's very good.
Bye.
That's very good.
You brought tears to my eyes.
I haven't remembered that one for fucking 10 years, maybe 15 years.
I think you may have to go back a little bit further than that on that one. Wow.
That's hilarious.
So,
wow, we have really just
got plummeted.
Subject.
Thank you for watching another episode of Dan and Don's Toxic Masculinity. You better like, subscribe, and share, or I'm going to come to your house.